Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for this November 7th to the 14th, 2025. If you're new, you are welcome. I hope you'll enjoy this session. I invite you to close your eyes and let's take 3 nice deep breaths together, adding our energy together to co-create this reading of the week for our common good. 3 nice deep breaths, pulling our energy into sync across time and space. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only grounding and anchoring you, but is providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you for, once again, this opportunity to gather with others across time and space to co-create these readings of the week for this week of November 7th to the 14th, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us across time and space, creating a circle of light. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. We set the tone for ease, for clarity, for wisdom, for insight, for transformation, for whatever is uppermost, personally and collectively at this time, may be held here in a good way, for the blessing of all of us and all of humanity, and all life on this beautiful planet everywhere, including our mother herself. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. All right, my friends, shall we? Okay, Creator, what do we need to know for this week of November 7th through the 14th, 2025, for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good, in service to more life on this planet everywhere, helping us to come into our power and our ability, adding our energy together to facilitate the transformation of life at this time in positive ways. Okie doke. What do we need to know, Creator, for this week? Thank you. Starting with the card of disappointment. So this is sitting in the position of the past, things that we need to be aware of as we're moving into our present and into our future. So this energy of disappointment, we'll notice that there are 5 hearts here, but 3 of them are broken and 2 are still whole. This individual has made this young lady an offer, and she likes him very much, but she cannot accept him because it would mean going against what her heart tells her is true. As I said, she likes him very much, but she cannot choose him over herself. She has to go forward with her yes, what her heart tells her to do, despite the fact that it might disappoint someone else. This energy, this card is in our recent past or in our past. So it's information from our past that's important this week, in our present, into our future. So this energy of disappointment, of disappointing others. And sometimes we have to disappoint others in order to stay congruent with ourselves. And so many of us, I mean, you know, it's quite typical for women to sabotage their own yes in service to others. And I'm not making that a judgment. I'm just saying it happens. And it's important for us to become aware of where we're pleasing and doing things we don't want to be doing and going against our heart, going against ourself in the process. Because we need to stay lined up with our heart and listen to its wisdom at this time. It's what's going to get all of us through this tumultuous transformative time on the planet. So this card is reminding us that we've done it in the past. We've had to listen to our heart, or we've listened to our heart and it's disappointed others, but things have moved us forward in our own lives. Things have gone well. So knowing this, we're moving forward into this week, honoring ourselves, listening to our heart and the wisdom that it has for us. And then we have the Princess of Swords in our present. And this is new information on the level of ideas and action. So there's new information coming in at this time, personally and collectively. That's part of this metamorphosis. We have a butterfly here, so this transformation that we're all in the process of living through. And new information that is helping us to grow and change and take new action and be a different way on the planet at this time, within ourselves, with each other, and in right relationship to life itself. So this new beginnings and fresh starts is the energy of the present. And as I said, it's a sword, so it's on the level of air, which is ideas and action. So it'll be interesting to see these new distinctions that help us to make different choices in how we're being and what we're creating, what we're thinking about, which is initiatory. It's helping to change this collective thing. And from here, we're going into reevaluation. So interesting. So reevaluation is taking time out from our busy lives to tune into ourselves and go, okay, what's still important? What's congruent with me right now? What is in alignment with my heart? We have hearts flanking this air sign, this water sign, the element of water, emotions. And so this card we're going into in our near future, this individual is enlightened. We have her crown chakra lit up. She's being very intentional and deliberate, and she's withdrawn from the world to go through her box of treasures and decide, what am I going to keep and what am I going to move out? She's making room in her heart, letting go of the old beliefs, old ideas, old loves possibly even, thanking them, appreciating them, and letting them go with honor and with love to make room for the new experiences that are coming, to make room for what is to come into her life and experience. So it's very, very interesting. And the foundation card, why we're having the reading today, the card of opposition. It's the Seven of Swords, so another air sign, another seven. So 2 hearts, 2 air. And this, we have this individual, and she's holding something very precious close to her heart with her gloved hand, and she's fending off the swords with her bare hands. There's something very precious and important that she is holding, that is important to her, that is valuable, that she needs to navigate and protect from this incoming energy of the world. This is sitting in the foundation position, why we're having the reading this week. And this quality of protection of the heart, she's holding it close to her heart, this heartfelt energy that the heart needs to be protected, that it needs to be cared for in this ongoing onslaught, this mental incoming sharpness, the stuff going on in our world. Some of it is so brutal, and it's brutal on the heart, which is about gentleness and kindness and compassion and feeling our way. And so this card is just reminding us that we may need to continue to take care of ourselves in right ways with regards to this outer world, holding what is precious close to us and continuing our journey despite the adversity. Because she's not standing still, she's moving forward, even though there are incoming sort of swords of energy that would seek to stop her. So this is interesting as a foundation card this week. So this energy of really holding what is precious close, continuing the journey, as we've been talking about recently, sort of keep the ball moving up the field, but doing it in a way that is congruent with our heart, where we're giving ourselves enough time to reflect on what is important and staying connected to our hearts, because that's the best way to navigate these changing times, and protecting our hearts. This is the foundation this week, doing what we need to do to keep our hearts safe. And I don't necessarily mean that, we shut down or we armor our hearts, because I think that's what's gotten us into the mess we're in right now. But there's ways of, maybe tuning out some of the outer world's noise to keep the heart safe so that the heart isn't constantly being badgered or bombarded by the upsetting and distressing news out in the world, the horrible things that are ongoing. But that we can stay focused on keeping things moving in good ways, nourishing what we love, what we care about, and keep moving forward. And this is telling us new beginnings on the level of the mind in action. This is metamorphosis. New information is coming this week that will help us in terms of our metamorphosis, that will help us to keep taking action in right relationship to the earth, to each other, and to all of life in service to our growth. But it is, that theme of the heart continues here. We have 3 heart-related kind of cards. This one because of the gesture of the holding close to the heart. But this is important for us to keep on remembering. The heart is where the wisdom is. The heart is where the information is coming that will help us to transcend the nuttiness of this time, that will bring the mind back to the body. We want it back here in the body with the heart. We do that through the breath, and then we are wise. Our mind can reunite with the body, and the wisdom of the heart and the spirit all come together in the wisest way possible, so we can take right action, and which is what this is talking about, right action and right direction in response to new information that's coming our ways. And this new information that we're receiving is helping us to reflect and come home to what is important, to weed our boxes of treasures and remove that which is no longer relevant, and continue to treasure those pieces that are. So this can sort of like a triage coming up in our future of what is important and what isn't on the level of the heart, so that we're not wasting our energy. We're not having things, we're not bleeding energy, we're not draining ourselves. We're keeping ourselves very focused and intentional about what we're doing with our time and attention and our focus. So it's an interesting reading this week. 2 hearts, 2 swords, and staying in the heart as we navigate this new information, as we navigate the sharp barbs of our society that rattle us, the fear that gets thrown at us. We don't have to succumb to it. We can keep centered. We can keep peaceful. We can keep nourishing what's important to us. And all of that stuff can be going on, and we can still keep moving up the field of our lives, still bringing our gifts, our talents, our abilities, that which we love forward into life and giving it energy, which is what this card is, this foundation card for this week. So let's see what our card to grow on is, summarizing all this good stuff. So Creator, if we're going to summarize the reading this week, what would be helpful for us to know so that we can stay on target, move our lives forward despite any opposition or oppositional energy coming into our field, oppositional ideas, thoughts, belief systems, so that we can stay deeply present to ourselves and why we're here and what we're offering to life in service to more life. The Tower. Our card to grow on this week is the Tower. Key 16. The lightning of truth hits the tower, brings it down to its foundations. It's the great cosmic 2x4, and it's a big one because it knocks down buildings. And what it does is, from that place of the leveling of what no longer serves us, we get brought to our foundations and we get to rebuild in a way that is congruent, in integrity, harmonious, and balanced. And that's what the Tower card is all about. Our card to grow on this week is reminding us that as these things come down, as surprising as it might be or not, we're here to rebuild. We're here to rebuild, not just in any old haphazard manner, but in the best way possible, in a way that is heartfelt and congruent with our good and humanity's good. There's a lot that's going on right now that doesn't feel like it's in humanity's best interest, or the planet's best interest for that matter. And we need to change. I think we can all agree on that. Humanity needs to grow up. We need to step into more of a stewardship relationship with all life on this planet and the planet herself, to be in right relationship with her, not dominant over, not controlling, not extractive, not, it's quite abusive really when you think about how humanity has been without appreciation, without kindness, without love or gratitude or any of that. We've really gotten away from right relationship to this earth and the life on her. And so everything that we're living through these days, this stark contrast that we're living through, is helping us to wake up and come home to this, to distinguish what is it that we prefer. And as those old structures fall down, we get a chance to rebuild. So what do we want to build? What do we want this world to look like? And we need to have an idea of what that can be. And it doesn't have to be specific, but we need to know the gist of it. What is the heartfelt feeling of the new earth that we want to create? Because if we know that, it's just like any kind of materialization process or manifesting. We need to know the frequency of it. We need to know the energy of it. And one way we can gather that information is by going into gratitude and being grateful for what we have, grateful for the aspects of life that we love and appreciate right now, and that of the earth. And getting into the vicinity of all that we love, counting our blessings, the earth's blessings, so that we're in that glorious, expansive, generous energy of appreciation and gratitude. And we can let that inform what we want for the future, because we want to bring those good things forward. We want to love this planet. We want to love the life on her. We want to have different relationship, right relationship to the other species with whom we share this planet. There's a lot for us to do and to change and to grow. And this is telling us that it's all for us. There is some big stuff still coming. We still need to get through any of and all of it, really. It doesn't have to be painful, though. We can keep living our lives and moving things up the field in integrity. And that first card that we saw in the spread of disappointment means we have to stay in our hearts. We have to stay true to what is true to us and the deeper truths that underline this life on this planet at this time, that we're all one, that the health of the planet is our health, that care for the resources is care for ourselves and each other. So there's a lot of growth, a lot of change that needs to happen, and it is happening. And there are beautiful, wonderful people who are holding various pieces of it, who are teaching others, who are creating the blueprint and the possibility space, demonstrating what is possible for us, so that when the time is right, the solutions are there. And it won't take us long. We just need to hit this tipping point in consciousness. So this week, as Tower energy continues to do its thing around us, just notice it. Don't let yourself go into fear, because the end of the renovation of the old kitchen is making room for the new one. And we're in the middle of the renovation. So it's discombobulating, it's distressing, but it's for us. And we are the builders of the new kitchen. What do we want that kitchen to be like? Are we bakers? Are we, I don't know. What else do you do in kitchens? Cook food. What do we want in that kitchen? Do we need an area for pastry? Do we need an area for making jam? What do we need in that kitchen for making preserves, for storing our good stuff? A root cellar. I don't know. What do we need in that kitchen? What do we need in our future together as humanity? And when we get excited about that, it's always better to move towards something than away from something. And that's why we need that positive vision. And if each of us has even a little bit of that beautiful vision in our hearts, it'll help make the bigger vision possible for us collectively. So, this week, Tower, how are we going to be as this change happens around us? Centered, grounded, present, deeply aligned with our heart and our wisdom and our connection to Source. Seeing, affirming, and evoking the highest and best from all those around us, so that they all rise to in service to more love and light on this planet. Deeply conscious of our right relationship to the earth, to the waters, to the air, and to all the other species that coexist with us. I don't have all the answers, and I have lots of human foibles and failings, and so do we all. But it's not going to stop us from doing our best and making the future that we want to co-create possible. So don't lose hope. As this crazy stuff goes on, don't get distracted or dismayed. Keep moving what is precious to you up the field of life, because that's our work. And with this, I invite you to close your eyes and let's take a nice deep breath together. Bringing our energy home, back to that beautiful body. Thank you, Creator, for the information, the wisdom, and the guidance we've received this week. Help us to make best use of it, personally and collectively, so that we can be of greatest service to more life, more beauty, more unfolding in good ways for our personal good, the good of those around us whom we love, families, communities, countries, territories, continents, this beautiful planet, the oceans that surround the continents, the air that we all breathe, the water that we all drink. May it all be blessed. And may we be blessed in service to this, in changing our relationship to ourselves, to each other, and to the earth, so that we step into stewardship and allyship within and without, loving this life and this earth and ourselves into something even more glorious. Thank you for being here this week. I hope you have a blessed week. Keep breathing, keep coming home to that beautiful body, ally with yourself. And from that right relationship within, you will be in right relationship with life without. Much love and light. Your heart holds the wisdom. Keep going. Take care, and we'll see you next Friday. Much love and light.